Yes.
Yeah, you're a better host.
Thanks. Now that's live. Hey, everybody. Welcome to Unparalleled Comics. We're doing a live chat with the creator of the upcoming Kickstarter. Uh, I just got the thing. She told me. Dragonfly, which is dropping on Kickstarter on February 2nd. We've got creator Jay Sloan. My goodness. I need to turn my volume down. Got creator Jay Sloan with us tonight and the man himself, Brian Hawkins. And, Jay, we talked about having names up on the screen. I forgot to do that.
Oh, yeah.
So let me do that.
Most people probably know us, but
yeah.
In case you don't.
In case you don't.
How you guys doing this evening?
I'm doing good.
The overlay's blocking the name.
Been really busy today. Had a busy day, but I'm ready to talk Dragonfly, and things are going good. So yeah, I'm in a good mood.
Yeah, same here. I'm excited to be on, and definitely excited about Dragonfly. I mean, it's one of my favorite things.
Yeah, nice. It's been kind of a long time coming, it seems.
yeah, but it's here and it's exciting.
Yeah, and it's nice to know we've got 3 scripts for 3 issues already written.
4.
Huh?
I wrote 1. Come on.
Oh, sorry. Yeah. 3 out of the 4 for Realizing Who You Are, and then the origin story, which will be issue 5 that Ray has already written. So yeah, we got 4 out of 5 issues written.
So cool.
Yeah.
Great character. Cool. Great. Yeah. It's great.
I'm just
some good stuff.
Sharing on social media here real quick.
Yeah. Sorry. I think there's like when you schedule a meeting like this, I think you can share that and it'll still direct you to but I'm still kind of new to that part of the streaming.
Right.
So give us a second. We need to share this all over the place. Anyway. Yeah. So welcome. It's a snowy night here in St. Louis. How's the weather out there?
Oh man, it's no snow. It's a little bit of rain, but there's no snow. I wish there was snow.
It wasn't fun driving in it. I assure you.
I bet.
Yeah. All right. So Dragonfly, Jay, why don't we start off with why we we had to actually ask Brian, get on our hands and knees and beg, please.
No.
Yeah, so I'm trying to remember. I mean, I know. So initially, when we decided to go ahead and run with Dragonfly, me and Ray and I were kind of tossing ideas around and talking, and I went ahead and had Ray write the first issue, which actually initially was the first issue. But then after a discussion about indie comics and often the length of time that between issues, with just the way financing and time is with indie comics, we're like, do people really want to sit there and read the origin story first and then wait, however many months before they see him back in action and get to a real storyline? So we were like, well, let's put the origin story to the side for now. And I know Ray was busy with Stellar Odyssey and Operation Eclipse and some other titles that he's been working on. So we're like, who would be a good writer to approach for this story? And Brian, you're actually at the top of my list and the first person I approached, and you were on board like right away from what I can remember. So that was...
Let's be honest, Jay. I always bring his name up every time we talk about hiring somebody. I'm like, what about Brian Hawkins?
Well, yeah,
Hawkins in the game.
That's true. Yeah, ever since America's Kingdom, just noticed how crafty of a writer you were, and I was like, man, it would be great to work on a project with Brian. And then got to the point where well, we need to hire a writer. I'm like, well, this could be the great opportunity. See if he'll come on board. So yeah. So I guess when I first approached you and you agreed, how did it? I just gave you some basic, like some short character bios and the description of Saldano's cellar, and was like, see what you come up with. Is that I mean, it was a couple. It's been a while, but yeah, from my memory, that's what it seemed.
Hey, Flavio's here. Watching.
Hey, Flavio.
Hey, Flavio, the man himself,
the artist,
bringing it to life.
Hey, Max. Yeah. Max is here. All right.
Oh, cool. Yeah. What's up, Max?
Very cool. So yeah. Anyways, do you want to talk about like how you began the creative process? Once I gave you the basic, the basic nature of the book, and
yeah, sure. Well, so you gave me the concept, you gave me the characters, and it was all laid out in front of me, and I had the idea of the origin story, which came from Ray, and so I knew that you wanted it to begin like in action. So I just began to think about what is the setting, which you also gave me, is Baltimore, and Baltimore is known for like dirt bike crews and stuff like that. So I really wanted to take the superhero-ness of the story and kind of turn it on its head some, to where we bring the superhero-ness down to earth, and just put Dragonfly, put this person who's in this suit, right in front of us on the ground in Baltimore, dealing with a real life situation. And so the story really became about, not Dragonfly, but the person in the suit, Dominic. And so hence the arc title, Realizing Who You Are. So it's a down to earth, down to the street level action story. So and that all came from what you guys had already set forth. So it was cool.
Right. Yeah. I like that. I like that it's down on the street level. And
and I also like that you added. So that was the other thing. You're from that area, Baltimore, like on the East Coast out there, and I think that kind of went into wanting to get you on the book, and adding that. I had no idea there was dirt bikes and dirt bike gangs or whatever out there. So adding that's really cool to bring that. So gives it a little bit of authenticity for anybody who's out in that area to read it. They can relate.
And now, without getting into spoilers, I know obviously no one's read it yet other than us, but so you were able to create some great character moments, but also deliver a bunch of action in this first issue. Is there a way you go about balancing that all out, or?
Man, so I can't specifically say that there's a way. When I was writing Dragonfly, what I remember is that I wanted there to be this realism, and I wanted the action to flow into the realism. And so starting it with that dirt bike scene, and that's how it starts, kind of just threw me into the action of it. And it was like, okay, well, we have to introduce all of the main characters, through this action. So within the action, you have to get who these characters are. And so that's kind of my thought process is, if we're starting with action, then the action somehow has to work with the introduction of the characters. And so we come to learn who Dominic is by his response to what's happening on that street at that time. So it's a, I guess you would say it goes back to the plot diagram where, you have exposition and, you're starting a story. And one of the things that you have to do in the beginning of the story is you have to introduce your characters.
Right.
But we're using the vehicle of action to introduce the characters. So you still have to introduce them. It's just now going to happen in motion instead of being more stagnant.
Gotcha. Yeah. I think people are going to enjoy that. Yeah, because like you said, well, we kind of get a glimpse of Dominic in the interrogation room, and I don't think we really tell the audience who these agents are or who they're working with. It's kind of a little mystique there. But so we see a couple pages of that, and it's like, all right, what's going on? And then we jump into that motorcycle scene, which is that's awesome. And Flavio did a great job of drawing that and bringing it to life. But so we see in that scene, Dominic just is randomly walking out the doorstep there to his apartment building, and we see Kana, this jazz singer that works at a club, and her son. And so, yeah, there's like imminent danger. There's action, imminent danger, and then Dominic just jumps right into action. So, yeah, that is that shows the type of person and his characteristics of how he responds to danger. I don't know if he would have responded the same way had they not been right in the street in the path of the motorcycle gang. But I really like the way that starts out. And I know we can't show the end of the book yet, but I'm just like anxious to see the inside of Saldano's cellar. I'm like obsessed with this Saldano cellar idea.
Yeah, that was one of the first things you told me about Dragonfly when we met years ago.
Yeah,
it was you. Like I remember reading the Transgenesis, and the character that popped off the page for me was Dragonfly every time. I mean, he wasn't a huge part of that, but he's in the background fighting all the monsters and all that.
Right.
And I'm like, I kind of want to know more about this guy. And you started getting into it, and you definitely couldn't stress enough how important Saldano's cellar is. We have a question here.
Oh, nice.
Brian, how long did the draft take? And what would you say is the log line for this book?
Oh, wow. All right. So the draft itself, let's see. I'm trying to go back. Oh man. I usually, in general, on a script, I definitely spend a 3 to 5 day period for sure. So I know it's somewhere in that time frame on the actual script. You know, there are a couple of days of like pre-production, like planning. I usually once I have like an idea, I kind of sit on it some, like for a night or two maybe. And I usually don't start writing it until like that morning because I'm fresh in the morning.
All right.
So, you know, overall, I would say between 3 to 5 with that extra 2 days or so, you know, maybe 7, maybe 8 days, or let's say an 8-day process.
Yeah.
But yeah,
I don't think there were many edits, if any, really, when it came to the story.
I don't think so. I mean, maybe a few minor ones, but not that I can really recall.
Right.
Yeah. Yeah. Logline, right? There's a part of me that wants I want to do this justice, and so I'm going to say that down to earth man discovers his true self by reinventing himself and helping his community from the calamity of a very present danger. I would say that. And that's without giving away too much.
Right.
But that's the heart of the story.
Log lines are difficult.
I honestly prefer to write them.
Right, yeah, writing them is a little bit easier. Coming up with one, right? Like even if I couldn't tell you the log line for Operation Eclipse. Like there at the header of the Kickstarter, you have a log line, and the one we used for the first issue was what was it? A man fights corruption to take back a city or something like that.
Yeah,
and somebody's like, that's kind of bland. I'm like, I got to come up with another one.
You were sharing one through Facebook
Brittany.
the other day. That was, and I think that was what we were using when the book was going to launch a few months ago. that we kind of went through and we carved it out. I agree totally. Like the best way to really get your log line is to really think it out and write it out and then memorize it. And I have not memorized.
Maybe even write a couple.
Dragonfly,
I said maybe even write a couple because
yeah, absolutely. You know, there's different aspects of the story, but yeah, you know, Dominic is very, in my opinion, just a real person, down to earth, and you know, he's discovering himself, and he's reinventing himself, and you know, that reinventing is big because of what he does with the Dragonfly suit.
Right.
So. Oh, no. Max, I do not mind at all. I'm just kind of doing a disclaimer that it wasn't as crisp as it should have been. Sorry. But I do not mind doing things on the spot. You know, it's cool. It's cool.
And the one we went with on the Kickstarter page is an ordinary man becomes more to save a few. And maybe the whole world.
We kind of dancing around the same. There we go.
Yeah, that's right.
Close.
It's in the same ballpark. And I think it's important, and it's one of the aspects I really like that we see that he's a real person and what he's going through and learning who he is, because people can connect to that, because everyone at one point or another in their life has to go through a period where they have to get to know themselves and figure out who they really are.
Yeah.
100%.
Yeah.
100% agree. Yeah, absolutely.
So then back to Soldano's Cellar. Now, the weird thing, I don't know if I ever told you this. So I came up with this through a dream. Like, I had a dream about this place. And for whatever reason, when I woke up, Soldano's Cellar was in my head. Like, that name was in my head. I'm like, you know, I had sat there and I thought about, like, Soldano's Cellar. I'm like, where did that come from? And I just sat there and thought about it. Now, before I tell you,
know somebody with that name at all? The name just popped in. Wow,
it just popped in my head, and it was kind of weird because Soldano, you know, sell and seller, but I'm like, that kind of has a ring to it. So before I tell you like how I visualized it, when you read my description, did you get any pictures of it in your head, or did it remind you of anything from other medias? Or
so I mean, my thought was, you know, there's a drop down. And there's like this long, like corridor, like walkway that's like dimly lit, and like within it, you know, there's this offshoot kind of office where, you know, you go in and that's like his base office of operation, and you know, it has that cellar feel, like like you're underground, you're underneath, and you're in this underworld kind of place. So
yeah, because when I read the script, it fit my original vision, but then it also kind of added some seediness to it, which I like, because that's, you know, I want that vibe. I want it to feel like this is kind of a seedy place, that there's possibly some illegal actions going on here.
Yeah, because you mentioned like the 1930s speakeasy.
Right.
Yeah, and when you're telling me about it, you could totally get the vibe, and then especially I like the added touch you did, Jay, with the Ella Fitzgerald playlist.
Oh, my Spotify, Spotify playlist. Yeah, you know what? And that was I don't know how I think when I was reading the script or I was working on ideas or whatever, I just wanted to get in the mood of that character. So, and I use Spotify a lot. So I'm like, what kind of, you know, I'm going to put on some music that I feel like she would be performing at the jazz club. And so, yeah, I put the list together originally just for my benefit, just to listen to it. But after a while, I'm like, you know what? This is be cool to share with everyone. I mean, it's cool. I think it's cool when comic books involve other mediums and different things into it. And I was like, which was a great way to put something different into, you know, to have it go along with the comic book.
I agree 100%. Yeah. And it goes with her character so well.
Yeah.
Right.
And the added bonus is the description you gave Flavio for her character and how he pulled that off like brilliantly. Man.
Yeah. When he sent me the first sketch, I'm like, dude, that's spot on. You nailed her.
Dandridge.
You nailed her the first time around.
Man. Well, I mean, Flavio is good like that.
He is.
He is.
He's amazing.
Yeah, he is. He's real good. You've gotten to work with him twice now. On the first Stellar Odyssey 6-pager, and now Dragonfly. What do you think of Flavio?
Amazing. I mean, so I get to see a lot of his like he does a lot on IG, and so where he records, and so I mean, I want to use the word amazing. I feel like I'm overusing it, but he has a very what I would say a fine touch, where it's distinct. You can see like his line work to me is very distinct, and it's just a fine touch. And so when it comes to creating this superhero and this down to earthness, like the way he did the dirt bikers. I mean, it's crisp, it's fine. I feel like I'm in it, like I'm in the visual. So I'm super excited to be working with him. When Jay told me that he was going to be doing Dragonfly, I was excited because of which it was stellar. I was like, oh wow, cool. So
he really captures the essence of the character, and not just the character in the suit, but the characters. When Dominic. Yeah, I can't wait to see the rest of the crew. That probably most of them will be introduced in the next few issues. But by the way, Francisco,
what's up, man?
He's in for a treat because he's going to get to read it when he does the letters. Fantastic letterman.
Yeah, the letterer supreme.
Yes,
absolutely.
Yeah, he's been lettering all our books, and I love the way they look. Just that nice finishing touch. Everything flows nice and easy. Leads your eye in the right direction. So
for all those who are jumping in now, we've got Brian Hawkins. He is the writer on Dragonfly #1, which hits Kickstarter on February 2nd, and the creator himself, Jay Sloan. They're both wearing Dragonfly shirts, making me feel like a turd. Yeah, awesome shirts. Which I think those are available for in the Kickstarter too, aren't they?
Yeah. I was debating. I think I will put the hoodie up. Right now the hoodie's not there, but I think being wintertime, we should have the hoodie available through there too. But the t-shirts are up there. I'll include the hoodie. I
have a dragonfly coffee mug.
Oh, that's right, you do.
Nice.
Yeah,
that looks sweet.
Oh man, I should have brought it down. I should have brought it down, but I'm drinking beer tonight instead of tea. So.
Nice.
Pour the beer in the Dragonfly mug.
Think about it. I'm setting the wrong ambiance.
Yeah, so if you do have questions, don't be afraid to ask. We'll put them up the screen. Brian will answer them. And yep, Flavio is amazing. Absolutely. Way to go, Brian. He does good work.
Thanks, JD.
Let me correct you on that. He does amazing work. We've been working with Brian for a few years now. At least 2, right? Almost 3.
Yeah. It's been a while. Yeah.
It's been about 3, I think.
Yeah.
It's 2021, so yeah, for sure. I think it's 2018 that we started.
Yeah. Oh yeah, that's when we did Stellar Odyssey #1. Planned all that out and got you involved. And I mean, can we talk about Attila Banks for a minute? I know this is about Dragonfly. But...
Actually, I was just gonna say, jog my memory. I think you wrote at least maybe your first issue of Dragonfly, and then we went to Attila Banks.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So Attila Banks, Flavio, you're not going anywhere, buddy. We love having you on the team.
We are together, Flavio. We're not going anywhere.
No.
You're locked in for 5 issues at least.
For a long time.
Here we go.
It's good stuff. Yeah. So sorry about that, Jay. I had to cut in.
You're right. It's all good. So Attila Banks.
Look, you guys create great characters, great content, and I mean this, like, I'm just not saying this, like Dragonfly, Attila Banks, like even the supporting cast, you guys have given me, absolutely. You guys have given me so much to play with. And I truly do feel fortunate that I get to write these characters and to be a part of carving out their story. And Attila Banks, I mean, he's, he's so much fun because he's a good guy, but he's kind of, that anti-hero kind of, I was writing the third issue and I was thinking to myself, like, man, like the bounty hunters that's chasing after him are not wrong.
Right.
They're just trying to do their job, but you find yourself rooting for him, of course.
Right.
He has that kind of Han Solo feel.
Yeah.
So,
kind of a lovable scoundrel.
Yes, and so you get to have some very fun lines with him, like how he speaks, his dialect, his vernacular, whatever.
Yeah, more still kind of cowboy, like space cowboy.
Yeah, exactly. And then
you vibe from him when you just look at him. Like,
the long mustache, the long coat. There's this mystery about him, and you then pair him with this cat humanoid, right, and a robot, and you have this fun exchange, and you have three, which is I'm like, man, this is like Star Wars to me. And it truly is like Star Wars to me. So I kind of approach it that way, where not redoing or remaking or pulling from Star Wars, but getting that feel like it's Star Wars, is really cool.
Just that grand space opera feel.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, and I don't know if you had a chance to look over all the pages from issue 3, but I did. Issue 3 is fully illustrated, and that's coming up. Is that the next Kickstarter, and then Operation Eclipse?
Yep.
So after Dragonfly,
Operation Eclipse is May 25th. Yeah. Look, I win either way because my boy Shay is, spoiler alert, coming into, nobody knows who he is, but he's coming into issue 3, so I'm excited about that.
Yeah. And I want to see not only more of him, which this the next story arc, if we'll do the Vartak one shot, and then hopefully Brian, you come back for this arc as well, but I want to see that Tasia and Shay story.
Whatever y'all want me to do, I'm all in. Hands down.
That's what we like to hear.
There you go. Hands down. Yeah. Tasia, like, she's one of my favorite characters.
Me too.
Like, it's just like something about her, the hoodie and the mystery.
Right? She's got this look about her. It's like, what is it about her?
It's something about her, you get pulled in and you want to know more about her.
Yeah.
And and she has that thing where she, she's not good, and you don't know if she's bad or not. You're like, well, who is she?
Right.
So it's really cool.
I guess
her story increases.
Right. I guess I like a lot of characters that could lean either way that you don't really know. But I will tell you with Tasia, I've had her for a long time, like the mid 90s is when I first came up with her. But so initially her name was Fantasia with a PH.
Oh. Wow.
And she was she still had I had her, she could generate the electric currents herself. That was like her power. She was more of a superhero character. And she had a much different look. But and then when Ray and I were coming up with ideas for Stellar Odyssey, and we came up with the idea that they fight the Knights of Belterra fight with swords that have they're electrified, they got electric currents running through them. I was like, I'm like, is it possible for a Knight of Belterra to go rogue or fall from grace and kind of be out of the order, but still, use her abilities and her training and weapons? And Ray was like, oh yeah, definitely. I'm like, all right, well, I got this character that I think would fit great for that role. And I brought her up, and by now I had renamed her just to Tasia. But so yeah, after that, that's when her final costume design came into play, and yeah, she's ever since then. She's, I mean,
that sketch you did was amazing.
Oh, yeah, thanks.
She's fun. She's so much fun.
Yeah.
She's great. I can't wait to play with her either. She's somebody I want to get in there somewhere. Also, Brad's okay. Hey, thanks for backing Omni. Also, my buddy James Sims is going through a time right now, and that we're getting close to funding that one for him.
Yeah, Brad, thanks for ordering those comics too. I sent them out, and I put Operation Eclipse #1 in with your shipment since you backed the second Kickstarter for both issues. Issue 1's here in print, so I just went ahead and mailed your copy for issue 1 with your other comics you ordered. So thanks a lot again.
That's cool.
Yep, you won't be sorry with the stuff you're getting from us. And I know that's
biased. Awesome publishers. Good stuff.
Thank you. I try to. Well, I know Ray does too, but like we wanted to emphasize quality, and now went with the name Unparalleled.
Yeah, everything has to get past the Jay Sloan eye test.
So, I think we're starting out pretty strong. Obviously, I think we're still want to improve and get better. But yeah, so the whole idea is just to, money's limited, time's limited. Everyone knows that. So, we're doing the best we can with what we got. But eventually, I want to be, I want to stick with it. I want to be consistent, and I want quality.
Yep.
For sure.
Yeah.
Well, it's right there, man.
And it's great because with Stellar Odyssey, we've got Elton Tomasi. Hope I pronounced that correctly.
That's how I pronounce it.
He's on board for all 3 issues that Brian's doing. Is it 3 or 4?
3. There's 3 right now. Oh yeah, we got to. I got to send you some final details for the 4th script, or issue 4 script. But I have total faith.
Thank you. I'm excited.
Man, the short plus all 3 scripts that you've turned in for Dragonfly already, and total faith.
There's a lot. Thank you.
I'm not a big fan of reading scripts, but reading Dragonfly and Star Odyssey was a pleasure. So
you
got to weigh. The one thing that even Jay mentioned it earlier about having some kind of balance of action and getting to know the characters, and in the pacing. One of the biggest things for me is pacing in anything. I review horror movies, so pacing is very important. And that's something that you've got down pat is pacing. Pacing is so important. There are a lot of writers that worry about hitting certain, what are they called?
Beats or
beats. I think pacing is the most important thing. Beats, I guess, are important, but I've never lived by a beat. So I think pacing is extremely important.
I agree. And the fact that you pick up on that, it means a lot, so. Thank you. It means I'm doing something right. Thank you.
Well, you must be. Well, you're blowing up like crazy, dude.
Yeah. We talked a little bit about that before we came on air, but yeah, for anyone watching that doesn't know, Brian's assistant editor at Mad Cave, right?
Yes. Yeah.
Writing, you got your first story for Zenoscope is getting ready to come out.
That's major, dude. Congratulations.
Thank you.
Devil's Dominion with Black Box. Black Cotton with Scout. You got your own Pendulum Heart with
Richard.
You got more than one book with coming out with Pendulum Heart, or
so we have Don't Ever Blink is going to be on that with Richard.
I love that, by the way. I love that.
Oh, thank you. Thank you.
That was good.
Richard did such a great job with that.
I have not been able to read my copy yet. I've been so busy, but I have it right over here on the it's right over here on the shelf. It's at the top of my indie comics.
You 2 funded already, right? So
yes, and we're and so we just began working on the Immortal Gatsby.
I've been seeing that.
We are really excited about, and we're actually going to be throwing out a 7-page preview for everyone who subscribed to the mailing list through our website on Friday. We're going to email that.
I better double check, make sure I'm on that list.
Cool. Thank you.
Yeah.
Just a quick quick breaking news. Omni did fund. I'm very happy for James.
Oh, good.
Yeah,
Nice.
he's going through a tough
Congratulations
time.
to James.
Great for him. Yeah, congratulations, James. We're pulling for you, man. Anyway.
Yeah.
Anyway, I feel like anyway's a throw. I should anyway. It's almost a nasty word. We got anything else we want to go over?
We getting any? I guess we don't have any more questions in the
Last
chat.
thing
Huh?
was Elton. Oh wow,
Oh.
Elton was very good. Yes, he is.
Yeah.
My gosh,
Wait.
the last page I saw was mind blowing.
Yeah, I was gonna say. Other than us, I don't think anyone has seen any pages from issue 3. So wait till you see. If you liked what he did in issue 2, he outdoes himself on issue 3.
And issue 2, for those who did not back the Kickstarter, it's available now, right?
Yeah. You can if you go to our Facebook page and hit the Shop Now button, Stellar Odyssey 2 and Operation Eclipse #1 are both available through there.
Yeah, get that. I'll sign it. All right.
And real quick, while we're talking about Elton, before we go to something else, I don't know if I told either one of you guys yet, but he's doing a variant cover for Dragonfly #1.
Oh wow, that's going to be cool.
Yeah,
that's going to be cool. I can't wait to see that.
He submitted a couple layouts, and I talked with him on.
Listen, I'm your partner, and you're keeping things on the down low for me,
dude. I've just been so busy, man. Everything's a whirlwind. I got so much stuff going on between the comics and real life. It's just But because I talked to him. It was either Sunday or Monday through Facebook Messenger, and he had turned in a couple different layouts, and I picked the one. I'm like, this is the layout I like. Are you still able to do it? He's like, yeah, I'll work on it this week. So I'll share it with you guys later. But yeah, so he's got Dragonfly in the center, and he's kind of flying towards a bunch of the motorcycle gang guys are in the very front. And then behind him, like looming large overhead, is Atano Cusinelli and his bodyguard, Don Mastiff.
Wow, that's going to be crucial.
It looks really cool.
It's so many cool things that's in this Dragonfly book that comes from your original concepts. And like I was actually thinking about Dragonfly some today, and I was thinking about how, to me, he's like, there's a similarity there with Tony Stark, where I feel like Dominic is an inventor, but he's not rich. He lives in this apartment building, and so it's like this inventor who's gifted and intelligent, but who just has an average life.
Yeah, who doesn't have the same resources.
Exactly, not the same resources, and even how he comes about having the Dragonfly, suit, which is touched on in issue 1, is kind of a well, wait a second, he got it how, which actually is part of how the agents and everything come into the story. Just who he is and who he's going to become is a very, very interesting story, and the things that he has to go through in this one, in this first arc with Canna and down your cellar. I mean, the next issue, there's something I'm so excited to see from Flavio. And it happens in the cellar. I can't wait to see him draw that.
I think I know what you're talking about.
Yes. Oh my goodness. I'm so excited to see that.
Yeah. Like you, we got the agents from the Black Ops government, which the acronym is OWL. It stands for Organic Weapons Legion, which when I was I do a lot of research. I kind of came up with this idea as an offshoot of, I think it's called the Extended Warrior Program, which is an actual program the military has. Okay. I think from what I've read, they did experiments with, I forget if it was like drugs or somehow enhancing soldiers where they wouldn't need to go to sleep, so they could be up all night on post or whatever, and then just a bunch of other things. Reading about that gave me the idea. I'd already had this idea of these soldiers that are Black Ops, and they're all cybernetically enhanced. So that's all I'll say about them. But yeah, so we've got the Owl Agents. We may see some of the Owl Soldiers later on in the book, in the series. We've got the motorcycle gangs. We've got the Italian-American mobsters that run the nightclub. Yeah. And looming down the line is even another bigger villain threat. So, and I think, I mean, so he's got a lot he's going up against. Absolutely. But I really like the way the dynamic between Dominic meeting Canna in the streets and then finding out that the club she performs at is owned by the same mobsters that killed his dad.
Yep, man. What are the chances?
Right. What are the chances?
Baltimore's a small city. Yeah.
Yeah. She's such an important character because I mean, one, I love a good love story. But like I feel like that helps to hit on the human condition and the whole relationship angle, and who she is to him and who she can become to him is very critical to who he is and who he will become, which is kind of like how real life seems to work sometimes.
Right.
Who you're closest to affects your growth.
Right.
And the same thing, we're asking to see that with Dominic.
Right. Also, just two individuals going about their lives doing their own thing, and then just a chance encounter brings them together, and then how that makes them both evolve or changes them. I think I mean there's definitely going to be a lot of different things that I think readers will be able to connect with and grab a hold of. So yeah, I'm excited to get this book out and start seeing reactions of what people think after they read it and wanting more, hopefully. But yeah, I mean, just getting first issue out is step one, because man, what we got for issues 2 and 3, I can't wait to get to that either.
Oh yeah, same here. I can't wait to see the art for it, and oh my goodness, I'm so excited for that. Like getting art, it's like Christmas. It truly is.
It is.
It's like you keep going back to it.
Right. You get that little ding from Facebook Messenger or a little alert from your email. And you're like, what is this? And you're like, oh, new art.
And then it gets addictive. So
it does. It really does.
Oh yeah, addictive. Yeah,
addictive. It does. It does.
Yeah. Every time I see a new Operation Eclipse image come in, I'm like, ooh, what else could I have?
Yep, it definitely is. So it's funny. So like I imagine people like Robert Kirkman and like all the big names like McFarlane, all of them, like they are surrounded by this all the time. And I can't imagine it ever being a point where it's like, oh, well, whatever. I mean, they have to feel like 24/7, like, oh my goodness, like it has to be Christmas for them all the time.
Right.
I was wondering about that. That's an awesome point, because I was thinking, I'm like, is there going to become a time where I'm like, oh, yeah, okay, that now on to the next page, and so, because every time a page comes in, I look at it, I'm like, oh man, look at this. It's I wrote that. It's coming to life. And so is there ever going to be a time that it comes where I'm like, okay, page 10's done. Okay, go on to the next one. Let's go.
I don't know. It's hard to think that it would become mundane or just another average daily thing where you're like, oh, okay, new art, whatever.
Right. I mean, pinups are one thing, but interior art's really great to see too.
Yeah. I just don't see how it could ever get to a place where it's like it means nothing. It has to always mean something. Like,
well, I mean, you gotta have that passion.
Yeah. Plus, just seeing your story come to life is like, you get it in your head when you write it, or you just read it up from a script, and you kind of get ideas, visualize it in your head, and then to actually finally get the artist rendition of it and see how the artist pulls it off and portrays it. You're like, oh man.
Yep. It's like Christmas.
And the writer for American Dream is here, Daniel.
Hey, Daniel.
Good
How's
evening,
it going, man?
Friend. I'm still trying to figure out a way. I'd like to, with Daniel and Justin Cristelli, I'd like to do some kind of one-shot crossover with their characters in Eclipse. I kind of wanted to get a pinup done from my buddy Dexter.
Hmm.
You know,
Dexter's crucial. Oh yeah,
Dexter's my guy.
You know, I don't know if you thought about this, but with our character coming into the book soon of
it sounds like you're getting into spoiler territory. The way you're talking,
Linus LeQuaid could be
Linus
could be a vehicle for possible crossovers with other books.
You're not wrong. They have Brian. You know about Linus, right?
I don't think I do.
Oh my god.
The metal box, the component in the metal box.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
Supposed to be going to him. The quantum physics guy.
Ooh, I got you. Yeah. Okay. Okay. You guys cook. See, just they're cooking up stuff. Just cooking up stuff.
Let
so cool.
We don't go issue to issue, man. We go down the line.
That's awesome, man. I love it.
Try to put some of that Kevin Feige wisdom to use in the comic book format.
There you go.
Planting seeds. Always
which is
planting
funny
seeds.
because he's coming from making the comics to making the movies. So in the book Anomalistic, which was Transgenesis, we're going to see that character. We'll probably premiere in that book. But I can't even say anything.
Can't give away too much.
Hopefully Brian's around to write that.
Yeah.
Hey, like I said, whatever you guys want me to do.
Actually, you know what? So Ray's on tap to write complete the first 5-issue arc. Dave Norton wrote the first issue. Ray's picking up the reins and hopefully going to write 2, 3, 4. He's already written 2 and 3. Hopefully, I would like him to do 4 and 5, and might as well do the whole story.
Yeah, I'm going to do 4 and 5.
But the way we're setting it up for the next story arc, I thought of you. Well, again, I thought of you, but especially after I haven't read it yet because I guess it was delayed. But Devil's Dominion.
Mm-hmm. So February 3rd, I'm hearing.
Okay, cool. So the second story arc is going to revolve. I don't know if you actually get into demonology in that book at all, but the name made me think, maybe he did some research on demonology or demons. But so the second story arc is going to revolve around Broadsword and the origin of his sword and a lot of demonology. The demonology is going to come into play.
Oh wow, that's cool.
So
yeah, okay. Well, so the stories won't cross paths in that sense, no.
No. Okay, gotcha.
Cool. That's really cool.
Yeah, it's gonna get funky. That's the best way it's gonna get funky.
Take a weird, wild ride.
Yep. Yeah, with Devil, there's more of a spiritual, eschatological idea of demons, as opposed to the hardcore demonology of it.
Okay. Anything from Beyond the Veil, like post live, post living?
Not arc 1. No. Okay. I've already the great thing with that is I've already written volume 2 for it.
Nice.
Yeah. I'm so excited, for this whole process to run through so we can get to arc 2.
Right.
But so no, it's very I would say it's very centered on this reality here.
Okay.
Not to say that there isn't some other reality that's working within this one as well, if that makes sense.
Yeah, I got you. Yeah, I think I follow. So, but yeah, we'll get through. We'll finish up Dragonfly in the Stellar Odyssey arcs. But yeah, I'll let you know about that story arc.
Oh, please, yeah, that's cool. No, I'm down.
So, for anybody who didn't know, Anomalistic does take place in the future. Dragonfly is early, and because Dragonfly is in Anomalistic number 1 through 5 for sure.
Yeah, Dragonfly is part of Anomalistic, but the Dragonfly series is a precursor to the events and Anomalistic. So
everything that's going on right now in that world, even Operation Eclipse, exists in the same universe with Dragonfly. We talked about at one point having Dragonfly pop up in an issue of Operation Eclipse at some point.
Right.
So yeah, I yeah, I kind of like Tom Holland over here. I got throwing spoilers all over the place.
Spill the beans. Spill the beans.
I give them enough. Give people enough. Just give them enough to get excited for the future.
Absolutely, because I mean, for everyone who's listening now and who will be looking at this, I mean, it's not like this is coming, off the cuff for you guys. You guys are world building, and I think that's critical and crucial, and it really, is a statement of what indie comics is. It's not just these ideas that pop us on here. Oh, I'm gonna make a comic book. There's a process to it. There's a craft to it, and you guys are really going about it, hard and efficiently. Creating this universe, this world, where these characters are interacting, and I think that's great. I mean, I think it's wonderful. It's awesome, and I'm glad to be part of it.
Yeah, one of the first things Ray and I discussed when we were forming our ideas for Unparalleled was to lay down a solid foundation. You don't want to start building your house until you get the foundation laid down. So that was kind of the metaphor that, the way I was thinking about it.
That's one of the reasons it took us a while to get to Kickstarter, because we were trying to get all this stuff planned out, figure out what goes where, when it's going to happen. And what we wanted to do, and that took us 7-8 months before we hit Kickstarter with the first Stellar Odyssey, and then last year we weren't sure what we were going to do, but we've got a lot of stuff planned out. I think there's going to be a lot of cohesion to both universes, because Stellar Odyssey is eventually going to break off into three books. Yeah, 3 books.
Yeah, there'll be 2 more books spinning out of the main title.
Yeah, there's Knights of Bellaterra and Vagabond Blues. So we got a lot planned, and that's very important. What you can't build your house without a foundation. So, and I think it's pretty strong. It's just, we got to get to all the stuff, and we're getting there.
Mm-hmm. We're putting up the walls now.
Yeah, I agree. It's great.
Concrete's down, baby.
Cement drying.
Yeah. Do you want to real fast? Well, we've got still some people going. And like I said before, if you have any questions for Brian or Jay, please go ahead and throw them in, or any comments.
Yeah.
Is Solomon's Key, is that an old video game? Daniel brought that up, and I'm like, that reminds me of an old video game from way back.
I was going to say it rang a bell, but I can't quite put my thumb on it. Was that a movie or book?
I think it feels like it's the name of a game. I don't quite, like an old computer game. But you want to go over real quick with some of the things we're going to do for Kickstarter? Because I know we've got some pinups, we've got T-shirts, and
sure, for this specific for the Dragonfly Kickstarter.
Yeah.
Okay, so obviously
we can't show them, right? It's still well. First of all, in the description, you can go get notified before it drops. I know Brad Arnie did that earlier. You can hit the notify me button before it launches, so it'll alert you whenever Dragonfly launches on the 2nd, which is Tuesday. Yep. And
we're thinking about 8, 9 o'clock Central Standard Time in the morning. But so obviously you got the obvious ones: digital copies and physical prints. We will have 2 variant covers, so there'll be the main cover by Flavio. We've got a variant cover by Stan Yak, who I think a lot of people know who Stan Yak is.
That one's cool.
Yeah, and we've got another variant cover we have not revealed yet, but second variant cover by Elton Tomasi.
Actually, there's the cover.
There's the main
and
cover.
Jay's just cut out of the whole image, so
that's okay. Then we got Stan Yax, and then Elton Tomasi, the current artist for Stellar Odyssey, is great cover for us. We will have I'll be doing sketch cards and custom commissions again. We've got T-shirts. I'm going to throw the hoodie up on there. We've got there's one of the T-shirt right there. Let's see what else.
Grab one of those. Flavio designed that logo, by the way. Also,
yeah,
he threw it in there one day. Like, oh my god.
Yeah, he just sent it to me, and I'm like, dude, that looks awesome. And I think he came up with it for the backpack idea.
Yeah.
So yeah, I love the backpack. Man, maybe should we do those for a reward?
Oh, that'd be cool.
A backpack.
Get one. Yes.
Backpack with the Dragonfly logo on the back.
Yes. That'd be so cool.
Lab coat too.
I'll have to look into see if I wonder if anyone makes those. I have not seen those through Teespring, which we use all. That's what. So yeah, I'll just if anyone that orders a T-shirt or hoodie, they ship directly from our Teespring store. So
generally, you get that before you get the comic.
Yeah, as soon as the Kickstarter money comes, or actually, well, as soon as the surveys come back and we know your T-shirt size and where to send it, those go out. What else we got? We'll have the collector bundle where you can get all kinds of all the goodies. I'm going to have add-ons on there so you could pledge to a specific tier and then customize. Oh yeah, trading cards.
Trading card, my favorite.
Do some Dragonfly trading cards. Those went over well with Operation Eclipse, and I love trading.
And there's Stellar Odyssey. I got.
I got these from Black Ghost, and I just actually went online and I ordered some. Zenoscope just dropped some like 7 of their characters like Monday or something, and I ordered them. I love trading cards. I did when I was a kid, and so now I have the opportunity to like get back into them. So I'm like, give me trading cards. Give me trading cards.
Well, you'll be getting some in your Stellar Odyssey package too.
Did you just give them some Operation Eclipse cards?
I can't remember if I. Well.
Oh, look at this.
I was going to say
Here's my Pokemon. I use this when I read my graphic novels now. Like,
nice.
I won.
Yeah.
Nice. Yeah, I like bookmarks. So that'll be one of those. Probably be one of those freebies. Once we reach our target goal and start exceeding that, we get into stretch goals. Bookmarks. We're gonna do those chibi stickers. We had David Jackson did a chibi of Dragonfly. We'll probably make some die cut stickers of that we can throw in there. We'll have some other stretch goal ideas.
See if I can pull that up real fast.
Yeah. What else do we got?
We did it for Operation Eclipse, but there was a trading card of Eclipse and Dragonfly that Dexter did.
Oh,
you were talking about reprinting that, but having a different border,
making it a Dragonfly.
Yeah, a Dragonfly exclusive trading card. Trading card.
Yeah, we're gonna have some special deals and offers for day one backers that for people that are able to jump on day one and help get us
I think this was day one, wasn't it?
Yeah, that was one of the day one rewards for Operation Eclipse number 2. So same image, but we'll reframe it with the Dragonfly trading card layout, and we'll have some trading cards. Well, am I forgetting something?
No, there's a lot. I mean, without looking, are you not looking? Because there's a lot without looking there's going to be offered. I mean, pinups and trading.
Oh yeah, pinups. Yeah, there'll be. Yeah, we got. As of right now, we got 4 different pinups.
Yeah, and they're all great.
Yeah.
Which ones are available?
For pinups, we're gonna have the Nathan Kelly, which
I
love that piece.
Yeah, let me pull that up too.
His style, he's so stylistic with the artwork.
Yeah, he is.
I mean, you see a piece of art and you know who the artist is when you look at it without having to find the signature on it, and that's Nathan Kelly's like that.
There it is.
Yeah,
that piece. Awesome.
So
and
cool.
It didn't even occur. I gave him some of the basic characters and the basic premise. I didn't even think to say, have him on Baltimore Harbor. He came up with that, and so I'm like, oh, dude, that's cool.
That's cool.
We got one by Brian Andon. I guess it's Brian. He's got the E at the end of his name, which always confuses me. So I think it's Brian Andon.
I call him Bry.
Bry. That's
Oh yeah.
So we got Bry. That was colored by Puzzle Palette, otherwise known as Ibrahim Aiden. That one is that one we did a long time ago. But I like you get the Bromo Seltzer Tower in the background. And then we're gonna have the first promo piece that Flavio did of Dragonfly dropping down from the sky in front of that same tower. I don't know if I've got that one in the Dropbox.
Yeah, it is. I'll pull it up. I wasn't sure because I came across your one from Anomalistic, but I was like, I wasn't sure if that one was going to be or not.
Yeah, I've got that one. Tentatively, that one is on the list. I was going to try to find time to do a new one because since that one's from Anomalistic, he's fighting the creatures, but I might not get time to do another one with my current art load. So we may go with that one, or I may swap it out with the variant cover that Elton's doing.
Yeah, that's cool.
You know what? I can real quick. I'm gonna open up the Dropbox. I'll put Elton's thumbnail in there.
I'll show this off too. Just one of the interior.
Oh yeah.
Yes.
Very cool stuff. I mean, you're in for quality whenever you get stuff from us. I mean, not just quality in writing, the art, panel design, the layout. I mean, Flavio's got dynamic. That one page where he's coming out of the flames. I love that.
The
That's
explosion.
so cool. Yeah, that is just Why did I say flames?
Flames, same thing. There's flames in there. So that's going to be the cover to issue 2.
Oh, is it?
Yeah. So, yeah.
So here's the inside front cover. If anybody hasn't seen this, and how amazing that looks.
That's just gorgeous.
Yeah, Jay designed that, and he sends it to me. He's like, "Check this out. What do you think?" I'm like, "Oh my god!" Like I was speechless at how cool that looks.
It truly is amazing. It's great. Like when I saw it online, I was like, "That inlay, what?"
I cannot wait to see that in print.
So yeah, I've been, like we said, me and Ray and I discussed earlier, like, a lot of people don't pay much attention to the credits page, but
I've seen blank ones.
Yeah, but like it's a place for me just to have fun and do something different. And I wanted to use that to help give each book its own feel. So
I couldn't find it in the Dropbox, but here's the Operation Eclipse. I love that it's kind of got a retro design.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, I guess I got all the comics right now.
Yeah. Give people an idea of where at in our galaxy they are there.
I mean, and that's what I'm talking about. Like, I mean, you hit the nail on the head, with quality, and that's all part of that craft. And what you guys are doing is so cool because you're taking into account all these different aspects and nuances, and it's not the devil's in the detail, right? You guys are really looking at how we're building this universe in the story, but also you're looking at how we're going to build this universe outwardly, with readers and what our business looks like, and I think that's so cool.
Yeah, packaging is important. I mean, it may be something that people just glance at real quick or don't really spend a lot of time studying, but that is the first thing you see, and that I think draws people into it. And it's I spent a lot of years as a cook working in restaurants, and people don't eat the garnish and they don't stare at their food. They're not going to frame it, but presentation is a big thing when you're serving food. So yeah, so I think presentation. The first thing you see is important on everything.
Sorry, I just thought of just an instance in a restaurant where I ordered this steak, and Jay, you're gonna love it. It's Applebee's, your favorite place, and I get this steak, and it was date night with my wife back years ago, and I get it. I'm like, what the hell is this? I was like, what is this? It was the sloppiest looking. You're right about that. When you go to a restaurant, you look at the presentation of the food as well as taste. So yeah, and in comics, I mean, we've all been to the comic book shop. How many times we get our pull, our comics we read every month or whatever, but how many times do you walk up and down I thought I froze for a second. Did I freeze? Okay. Anyway, you walk down the new comic wall and just pick something up based on the way it looks. You know,
Right.
I mean, that's what it's all about.
Yeah, this cover looks good. I'm going to pick
how
it up.
did you get into some of the comics you're in? The first cover you see, you know?
Yep.
Yeah. Like, oh, what is this?
Yeah. And then I also thought about, you know, if we do make it onto the shelf at comic book shops, I thought about the way comics are set up on the shelves. And like a lot of shops around here, it's on an elevated tier. So a lot of times you're only seeing like the top quarter or the top third of the comic book. So that's why, like, for now, I was, you know, if we build brand recognition down the line, then, you know, things can change. But for now, for me, it's important that you get the title and the little company logo up at the top.
Yeah.
Makes sense. Yeah.
I agree with that. So we do have a question, Jay, from somebody.
Brad.
That's not the question. Okay. The question is, what is the biggest lesson we've learned about Kickstarter the campaigns?
Well, we're still learning a lot.
You never stop learning.
No. Seems like the landscape changes. One thing I would say is, especially now, it's like increasingly the amount of quality indie books on Kickstarter seems to just increase. Like every time I look at Kickstarter, there's just more indie books that looks like quality. I mean, they're just so good looking, and then you start to get familiar with a lot of these creators that are always on Kickstarter. So number one, you know, you got to think with all the competition, what is it about my book that is going to make somebody want to back it? Or why should somebody care about my book and back my book in the midst of all these other great looking books? So, you know, that is one aspect. And one thing that I'm still trying to get better at and working on is your pre-campaign promos. You know, maybe a month out, slowly start doing some light promotions. You don't want to burn people out or spam people, you know, too early, but you want to start getting people to recognize that you've got a project in the works and you're going to be doing a Kickstarter or crowdfunding. Yeah, like from our first, from my first campaign that was unsuccessful, I learned pick a reasonable goal. Don't make your goal out of reach, but at the same time, you got to make sure you're going to have enough to fulfill all your rewards. You know, to finish your book if it's not finished, have it printed, shipping is going up. Like it's gone up in the last 2 months from when I printed labels and shipped everything out for Stellar Odyssey #2. And then today I was shipping out like some new orders that we got for the Shop Now page. I mean, it went up 9 cents for a 1 pound package, but still, you know, it's increasingly going up. And there's been a lot of changes in international shipping, like just different rules, like tariffs and filling out certain forms. I don't know. It's getting confusing. But anyways, just on the Kickstarter itself, just being prepared, knowing your target audience, and being able to make the person that's on the fence, getting them to care about supporting your project.
Well said.
Yeah, very well said. I've just learned to calm down. Don't get too excited and stop refreshing the page. No.
Oh yeah, watching. Yeah. It's
don't lose your day watching the page.
Right, and it's hard on day one because having a big day one is so important for
really
crowdfunding thing to be successful. So it's hard, especially on day one, to not watch it. But
yeah, and backers come in waves too. Day one's usually really big, and the last 48 hours are usually those are the 3 biggest days, 3 biggest days, I guess, for Kickstarter. And then there's generally a lag in the middle, and it doesn't matter what it is. It happens to every single Kickstarter, I do believe, you know. And and that's fine. But the goal is to also I've learned not to overwhelm my social media with the same thing over and over, because people will get sick
tired
of
of
it.
seeing
And
it.
yeah, so yeah, because I get sick of seeing stuff on. Great answer. Yep, great answer, Jay. I didn't want to say anything because you nailed it. So.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness, that's
Oh
crazy.
my 80.
Wow.
Oh wow.
Tell them that you'll take a picture of it and just show it to them. Like,
Yeah.
don't even say it. Just take a picture and show them.
Yeah, no doubt. Yeah.
I will be sending your package as soon as transporters or teleportation invented.
Exactly.
I'll teleport your rewards
Seth
to
Brundle from The Fly is making those as we speak. So
when I can beam it up to you, you'll get it.
Right.
Well, maybe one day. It's crazy that. Yeah. Anyway, another friend request. My goodness, I'm tired of that. I shouldn't say that. That's terrible.
Friendly.
I am terrible. Who's this guy? I mean, you're everybody when you get a friend request. So.
Whoever just sent you the friend request is like, oh.
Some people I see, I'm like, okay, we've got 287 friends in common. That'll be okay. But then I get the ones that are like knockout, out of control, great looking women. I'm like, no, you're not real.
You're a bot.
Yeah, exactly. So, we've gone on for more than an hour. Is there anything we want to say to wrap things up tonight? And Brian, you got to come back, right?
Oh,
we're running Kickstarter.
Absolutely. Like whenever you guys want me, I'll be there, and I mean that.
Awesome.
Right on.
Yeah,
I'll just say
it's cool.
Thanks to everyone that tuned in, interacted with us during the stream, anyone that watches us afterwards, anyone who has backed any of our projects in the past or will potentially back projects in the future. I just want to thank you all. Anytime, if you have any questions or anything, comments about the projects or work we're doing, feel free to hit us up on social media, questions, comments, whatever. Mm-hmm. If you can't back the project through Kickstarter, I know exactly how that is because I'm going through some financial difficulties right now, and there's projects I want to back that I can't. Sharing links helps tremendously.
Yeah.
Other than that, it's sharing is caring. Other than that, no, man, this has been fun coming on here and chatting with you guys and interacting with people. So for tonight, I think I'm good with everything else.
It was definitely nice having another voice on here. Been wanting to talk to you face to face, Brian. It's been too long.
Yeah, really. I mean, we definitely have to do some more of this, live stuff. But let's zoom it up. Let's chat. I'm definitely done with that. This has been fun. The interaction, the talking, hearing you guys speak about the world that you guys are creating. Like I said before, I'm really grateful to be a part of it. So
awesome, thanks, man. We are ecstatic to have you on board.
Yeah, what was that? I'm very grateful to have you.
Yeah. You wanna plug any of your other projects real quick before we go?
Do it up.
I mean, so just you can check Brian Hawkins' page. The stuff is there. I really just want to focus on Dragonfly because that's coming up. That's next week. That's February 2nd. So it's a great story, great character. It has heart. It's rooted in the human condition. Who is this character? Who is this superhero? Who is this person? Who is what is this world that he's in? And it's not going to be your average superhero story. So please, take the time, check it out, back, share, and take a chance, an opportunity to go on a ride with a new kind of hero that's coming from the Unparalleled Comics universe. It's definitely going to be worth it.
Well said.
Yeah. Very well said.
Good stuff.
Hard to follow that. Anything you want to close with, Ray, or we ready to get out of here?
I think so. I'm getting some glitchy issues. I
Okay.
think both my kids are using the internet at the moment, so it's killing me.
Okay.
It's killing me. So
That happened. That happened.
Dragonfly is dropping on Tuesday morning on Kickstarter, February 2nd. Is that going through?
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
It's glitchy, Mike. I got to get him off the internet. Anyway, Dragonfly's dropping February 2nd, Tuesday. Make sure you back it. If you can't, share it. Remember, there are digital copies available on Kickstarter as well. So, and those are $5, I believe. And you can get other unparalleled titles that way as well. Please back, share, tell your friends about us. Hit the subscribe button on YouTube for us. And, share the Unparalleled page. Thanks, Brian, for hanging out with us. We have to do this again.
Yes.
Jay,
Thanks
I'm
for
not
having
gonna
me.
thank you. I
Most
see you so much.
definitely.
Absolutely.
You don't count, Jay.
So, everybody have a great night, and we'll see you. We'll see you next time. All right.
All right.
Yep. Thank you. Good night.